We're focusing on your driver, and although you've told us that the start direction of your shots can be quite inconsistent, it's the curve to the right that's the main issue, and that's getting you into trouble. What we know from this is that your club face at impact is going to be open. When the face points to the right of the direction of the swing, the ball curves to the right through the air. So this is our starting point. If we can get you closing the club face a little bit earlier, we'll reduce the curve to the right and get the ball finishing on target more often. Now, the first thing to understand is that with all golf swings, the club face opens as it swings back and up to the top. And this means that we have a job to do, which is to get the face to close again from the top down to impact. What we call timing generally is the ability to get the face back to where we want it, depending on the shot we want to hit. So if we look at the opening and closing a club face, what causes this is rotating the club around its shaft. So if I'm holding the grip end, how I control the face is by applying a twisting action to the grip. If I twist it to my right, the toe moves back and the face opens, and if I twist it to my left, the toe moves forward and closes. And what this means is that from the top of your swing down to impact, we need to get you to apply more of a twisting to this grip so that you can get the face less open at impact. So if we first take a club up to the top of the swing and we bring it down, focusing on not twisting this grip at all, what you'd find is that you bring the club face down dramatically open. And I'll do this from face on as well. If I bring it down, making sure there's absolutely no twisting on the grip, we'll have a dramatically open club face. On the other hand, if we can start to apply a little twist, what you'll see is that the club starts to rotate as it moves down through the downswing. A good reference point is what we call delivery position, which is when the club is arriving at about hip height on its way down to impact. If we first pause it there and apply this twisting, you can see that the club face, if I twist it to the right, will open and point to the sky, and if I twist it to my left, it will close and point more down towards the ground. Now at this point, this is a better club face position, but it's not square yet, so there's still more twisting to do as it moves down into impact. Up to the top, again, we're going to bring it down, we're going to start twisting the club, and we're going to try and get the face pointing more down towards the ground, and then we're going to continue this twisting as we move the club to impact. If we don't, the heel will come first, the face will be open. If we can twist it excessively, the toe will overtake the heel and the face will be closed. And if we can do somewhere in between, we'll get a very square face. Now, using the glove as a reference is a good idea for the bottom part of the swing, which is, as we're arriving at the delivery position, you'll usually find that this logo is pointing somewhat ahead of you. Now, again, without any further twisting, the face stays open. But if I can rotate my glove logo towards the target, that is the equivalent of twisting this grip, which of course means I'm closing the face. So we have two areas that we can look at and experiment with feelings, which would be, as you're approaching your delivery position, you're starting to feel what it's like to twist the club face and have it start to point more down, as opposed to the opposite, which exaggerated a little bit, would be pointing up. And then from here you have the second move, which is continue this twist, turn your logo towards the target, and watch the club face continue to close as a result of that. So if we step away from the golf ball, we can first do this in two moves. So one, twist it to the floor, two, twist it to the target, and then we can add some flow to it, down to the floor, and let it continue through to a finish. So we're allowing the club to flow through impact and up into the follow through. So up to the top, delivery position, get the face pointing more down, and then release it, continuing that twist all the way through impact. If this starts to feel okay, we want to take out this pause here and let the flow go from the top of the swing all the way to the finish. Point it to the floor here, but then without stopping, continue. So, all the way through. And we can clearly feel these two sections. We're twisting it to start with, and then we're continuing to twist it into impact. Now, once this feels like you are actually applying more twist than you think you would normally apply, hit a shot and let's see what happens to the golf ball, because the golf ball will tell us whether you're doing it at all, doing it enough, or doing it too much. Too much would be curving left, not doing it at all would be curving to the right as normal, and of course if we're doing it the right amount, we're going to end up with quite a straight flight. So in between each shot, if you're practicing on a driving range, have a practice swing or two, rehearse the two feelings, let it flow, and then hit the shot.